Alright, this is a treaty team brawl game. It's a 2v2 treaty tournament that is still going right now, although I'm not gonna post this video until the treaty team brawl is over because I don't want to offer anyone any insight into my gameplay or how it could possibly be beat. Anyway, so this is a matchup of me and Queen between Debur and Gren. This was a round of 16 match.
Ready.
I was playing British, he was playing German against Grand German and Debur's ports. And
ready.
The first thing you notice is that even though Germany usually goes nats, they decided to put Debur in natives. And I think this was a mistake, because I feel like Debur plays better out of natives and Gren actually plays better in natives. So that was good for us.
Yes.
Commandement.
And Brit, I'm pretty sure Brit smashes port in natives anyway. And Germany, and it also smashes Germany, but Germany has a better chance than ports against Brit, most likely. And so what I've actually been doing as Brits is sending refrigeration in addition to all the coin cards and putting villagers on mills, and that way I can have a decent distribution at 40.
Commandment.
And I only do this if I'm in natives. If I'm out of natives, I just put all the vills on coin and don't send any food cards, and like most people do with Brit. But in natives, I feel like this is better because you have so many food costs with Brit. It just doesn't make sense to me to have all your fills on coin before 40 and only getting food from livestock for like
yes
for that long. And then having to frantically reassign vills like 3 or 4 minutes into the fight.
Ready. Commander. Yes. Ready. Yes.
So I guess I'll look at start armies now, and I've been making the same start army as Brit every game because I feel like it's the best.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Ready.
And I feel like the only other viable British army would be like a Hussar cheese or something.
Heil.
But this start army is still like, I feel like it would still beat almost any other start army, European start army, that is.
Commandment.
The 19 Musk plus 8 Blackwatch Highlanders would beat any Hussar cheese.
Ready.
And rockets also do decent damage against Cav, and then you also have 5 Hussars.
Yes.
Commandment. Commandment.
Ready. Commandment.
Yes.
So yeah,
Ready.
the army I do is 19 Musk, 6
Ready.
rockets, 8 coals,
Yes.
5 Hussars, and one mortar. And the mortars. And actually, I've been making a mortar in all of my start armies, not necessarily to blow up buildings, but just for the line of sight it provides. Like you see, I have line of sight of all his coals right now,
Yes.
which is a pretty big advantage in my opinion. So I can see his coals when they're when they're moving up, and I can react because I have this mortar in my start army.
Commandment.
Yes.
Ready. Yes. Ready.
And we can look at the other fight. I'll just look at Debur's distribution. Debur's distribution actually looks really good. Did he send Soupy? He did not send Soupy. He opted to go for cheaper nats, which is a weird decision, I think. You should have sent Soupy because it upgrades the 16 Soupy that you get from the church, and then you end up with 41 upgraded Soupy. I feel like it would be a better decision if Debur had sent Soupy instead of cheaper nats, and then you can do cheaper nats like right after treaty ends. And I'll take a quick look at out of nats as well. Queen did a standard boom with a standard 50 roll deletion. She pre-built 4 towers, and this is actually fine because I think she was planning on camping and playing defensively from like at least the first portion of the game. She made 4 coals and 2 heavy cannons, 8 war wagons, 25 scum, 7 dops.
Auftrag?
Auftrag?
I would like not really recommend going for 4 corbs. You either go for at least 6 corbs or you go for 0 corbs, in my opinion, because 4 corbs will just get smashed by 6 corbs or 8 corbs, or they'll be useless if your opponent doesn't make any corbs. But here it worked out because Gren also only made 5 corbs, and that's a really weird number. In European matchups, you usually only make an even numbered amount of coals, because obviously it takes 2 cove shots to kill a cove.
Auftrag? Ja.
Debur also trained 27 Ulans for his third army, with 14 dops and 21 skirms, and it probably could have been good, but
Ja.
it looks like Debur wasn't ready at 40.
Bereit.
Like, these Ulans are still running up, those Ulans still running up, these dops should be on top of these war wagons, like, right now.
Auftrag?
Ja.
Auftrag?
And you should also have some supporting Ulans with these dops on the left here. And alright, let's start this. I actually don't remember how this start fight went. Aces and micros, good forwards. I put all my coals in one group as Brits because I have groups like assigned to pens. I have 2 and 3 assigned for pens. And usually I still do okay. Depends, but usually I still do okay. But here, because Debur had 10 coals and I have 8, it looks like I actually lost the stud fight. But I managed to save these rockets, so it wasn't a total loss. So Debur was pushing. It looks like Gren won with start fight more or less, and was pushing with the Doppel monster. Dops are the correct response here, but she is like nothing behind these Dops and these Ulans. She should train like 20 skill here. She's doing it now. Oh, and this is another thing. If you send advanced arsenal before 40, always send inf training before calf training. Because Scum Dop is a good army, but Long War Wagon is very counterable. Looks like she wasn't watching her streams. So I was off to a bit of a slow start because I didn't send any trading cards because I opted for AA and refrigeration before 40. And then I lost the bullfight, but it wasn't an impossible position, I just kept training units. And also, another reason I opted for AA instead of the trading card, I know that Debur is from Mila, so he might be a bit slow on 40 on these because he's used to Nourish 60 Great Plains. So I knew that not sending any trading cards would probably be fine versus Debur. This is weird scum positioning. Like these scums should be more like right here, instead of like right up there where they can easily get owned by this processor or these ones. The Dops on the right are good. He has all his war wagons and all his cav on the right, so having those Dops right there. Speaking of war wagons, we need some. It's usually bad to rely on Dops purely for your anti-cav because, like, your opponent will be because like you can react to Dops Ulans on like one side, but then your opponent will just make Ulans on another side, and it just makes things really hard for you because you constantly have to be microing Dops and constantly reacting to his Ulans, and if you have war wagons, you can just park them on top of your artillery and be fine. Because debur is making all of his cat from this 40 forward stable, Dops are actually doing very well here.
Commandment! Commandment! Commander ready!
Sorry, really quickly backstabber into this constantly moving muskets up, killing this artillery on the left with human guns. Let me go to my point of view.
Commandment?
And I should have been doing something about this foundry. Like sending humikas there or something. I think I did eventually, but I guess I just didn't see it at that point. This German mirror is kind of funny. Like neither of them are really making much artillery, so it's basically just a sacrifice. Oh, you never want to be the slow on pop ever, by the way. She drops to like 145 pop, you never want that to happen to you. And if you find your pop dropping like that a lot, then there's something about your playstyle that you need to change. Because it's like not okay to be dropping that on pop. So yeah, I did send units up here to deal with this. I have the mortar killing this wall so that I can like then burn down the foundry. And then the option debur has of flanking here. And again, she said it a few warwings, like here's what I'm talking about. All the Dops are on the right, so the Ulans the Gren has coming in on the left are gonna obliterate her skirms, and these Dops are gonna come in and kill them, but not before she loses like 10, 15 skirms, and that could have been prevented if she had like 3 or 4 war wagons. Like even if I'm going for a Dop Ulan composition with Germany, I still make like 3 or 4 war wagons so that I can cover all flanks and all sides of my skirms. Holy shit, Gren deleted a ton of those. That is kind of funny. A decent amount of Dops will destroy anything that they get in melee contact with. Oh yeah, this was another issue from debur. I don't think he made a single wall. And this is probably, again, because he's a NOLA player, because in NOLA they're actually not allowed to re-wall after the fight starts. But on TAD it's actually essential, especially in matchups like this. debur should have been walling, trying to close off the fight. Because wide open space favors Brit with their Muscus composition, as you've seen these past 5 minutes. And here he is finally making a wall, but it's kind of too little too late.
Fighting. What is war?
He's just gonna get run over by native Husser Mask because he didn't make any walls. And he can't keep artillery out if he doesn't have any walls to wall off flanks. It looks like Red's push will like almost work. The Queen doesn't have any forward stables, but it also drained him really hard. Though I don't know if Gren fed or not. Moving up without fighters, again, if you're war wagons here. I think if either of them could get a decent amount of artillery, like, that could be game changing. Like neither of them are making very many calls, neither of them are making any horse artillery. So if one of these players decided to make horse artillery, that could change the pace of the German rear and win either one of them to their fight. Debur's Debur tried to spread out his units instead of just walling off and condensing the fight into an artillery scrim-based battle, and that just does not work as sports against Brits or German any civilian. Sending units up here. See how Queen reacts when Gren starts stuttering. She does have the mortar too.
Bereit?
Ja.
All these scrims. Okay, she did retask him, but. This wall here is actually good from Debur. It'll cover this need. It'll help cover this NATO, but you can keep his FB up. Maybe give him a place to mortar flank if he puts some mortars right here. Don't remember if he used it or not. Yeah, I was able to have a perfect musket spread this whole game because Debur didn't make any walls except for this one. He didn't make any walls post 40, so I had a perfect musket spread the whole game. So it looks like Queen just moved up. That was really eager to push because she saw me getting doubled, so she moved all her units inside of her opponent's FB, and you still don't want to do that. Even if your teammate's getting doubled, you shouldn't just shove all your units behind your opponent's FB. Just still methodically burn all the buildings and queue a bunch of mortars and push that way. Again, I don't like this composition here, because he doesn't have any stems.
Auftrag.
All Gren has to do here is give me 10 docks and a few wagons, and this is destroyed. Again, she's probably eager to push because she saw me cover. Okay, looks like I was wrong about these two walls up there being the only walls ever made. Looks like he made one other wall right here. Oh yeah, and these walls, but he didn't ever like rebuild them when he got pushed by. I think Debur just got fed and he really wanted to refill pop, so he just spammed Dragoons. It's not good to just spam one unit when your teammate feeds you, because then before you know it, you'll be out of resources again. Oh, well, Gren even still had a barracks there, wow. That definitely should have been destroyed by now. One thing that is good is Queen did take all the TPs this game. She took this one up here. And her map control is also really good. She walled really well here. But yeah, for the push when I started getting doubled, she just needed to methodically destroy all the buildings instead of like shoving her army behind her opponent's FB. And then she'd be like 400 points up right now instead of only 200 points up if she had done that. It looks like she did FB really well behind her army though also, which is good. And Debur actually did start doing a lot better once he was like in this position. And I started mixing longbows because I saw it would take a while to break down all these walls. Now that he has actual walls around his flanks, you're gonna see he's gonna start playing much better, and I'm actually gonna start draining quite a bit in this push. shenanigans again. She would have lost like she would have lost less than half as many scums as she did if she had had like 4 wall items.
See? Preparati.
Bombardment higher. Igual im ist
I should have sniped this organ gun, it's only 78 HP. I could have easily sniped it with those longbows. There's no reason for that organ gun to be alive right now. Nope, I'm gonna go back instead of running. I mean, to be fair, Gren is helping a decent bit. His FP cannon and a few scums. Looks like Queen is pushing decent wall here, with the front wall and the gate mortars to tear down all the base walls. I guess I wasn't looking. It's pretty sad. And normally I would just run over this with Hussa. Look, it's like all scum, but they have like 3 walls here. So I couldn't really. Needed to destroy those walls first.
Ready.
Jay. What's the card?
All things considered, it looks like Queen's push this game was actually very decent. It was just that one point where she spammed her units forward too much and drained very hard. Because she lost her entire army behind her opponent's FB, but other than that, it looks pretty good. Yeah, this is painful to watch because this is like a 50-70 skirmishers. This would get rolled by hussars if not for this wall. I wonder if he tried to go to the town center.
Ready, yes.
I feel like Debur did try to run at one point, but I spotted it and stopped him.
Visual.
Another problem here is I couldn't keep a full native mass because I ran out of wood. Running out of wood is a problem for me like a decent amount of times, especially if I manage to take all 4 natives, because that means even more natives, which is a pretty huge drain on wood. It's like Queen is over spamming it and not keeping a decent skirmisher base behind her doppel on. But she was still pushing well. Yeah, once I actually got all the walls down, I was able to run over Debur with native fence.
Yes.
Jay.
Oh, does she have any corpse queued? Yeah, she should really be like, taking care of that one heavy cannon.
Ja.
Yeah, she should have corpse out. This didn't matter though. It's over. And yeah, this is when they decided to call it.
Bereit.
So the port versus Brit, it was just like Debur not walling enough. Like right here. And like condensing the fight, not condensing the fight enough, and just getting and spreading out his units instead, and resulting in him just getting run over by Musk native Hess, and
Ja.
me stalling a bit at the walls because I ran out of wood, and he did have a good position there, but after I destroyed the walls, I was able to just run over him with the native mass. This is actually a ridiculous amount of units.
Jay.
Like 50 Hirenkas, 31 Bolus, the 17 Cherokee, 31 Muskets, 12 Fasces, and artillery. For the Jermira, it was basically just a spam fest. Right? Like I'm pretty sure both of their favorite units were Ulan. No, Gren's favorite unit was Scum apparently. And we saw Queen like being a bit too overzealous with the spamming, especially when she went behind Gren's FB and just lost her army there. And not really having enough war wagons, and
Auftrag.
Hallo? Bereit.
Gren also had some compositional problems and over spamming problems.
Bereit.
And if either one of those players had made artillery, they could have decisively won the mirror, because neither player was really making that much artillery. Very few colbs, and not a single horse artillery unit was trained, I think. And very few heavy cannons as well. So if either player decided to keep on top of heavy cannons or train horse artillery, it could have been game-changing for this 1v1 matchup at least. So yeah, this was a pretty good game.
Aufgabe.
And that's it.